Hello. Today what I'm going to do is use a squirrel cooker to cook up some steak. Now, a new friend of mine, had made this squirrel cooker for me. He bought one of my Maritimer knives. The knife that you had seen me use is a new design of mine. And he had bought one of those, but he also, that's hard in the eyes. He also made me this squirrel cooker. Now there is a video on his YouTube channel showing him forging this squirrel maker, and I'll leave a link down below. So I'm going to cut this meat up fairly small, make it into strips, and then I'm going to skewer that on those forks. Now this is still a little frozen. It's not bad, but it should be alright. That should do right there. I've already taken, and as you've seen, I put it over the fire. That's going to sanitize my fork so that I can put these on. I figured the flint and steel fire was fitting for the time period. So, just going to put these on here like this. And make sure there's about 1/4 of an inch or so in between it, just so the heat can go around them all. Also, I want to put them on that it's not going to fall off. This one I might have to double up, just because there's a big wad of fat in the middle that's going to melt and it can fall apart. So that's set now. Now that's hot. It's too hot to put those in right now, but I'm going to set those in there just for a second, just because they are frozen, and I'm going to wait until that burns down some, but I'm going to leave it from the heat right there. That's pretty good right there. So how I test my heat is if I can hold my hand past 5 seconds, it's not hot enough. If I can hold it right around the 5-second mark, it's a good temperature. That's what's worked for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. Ooh, she's getting warm. So I'll move it in just a hair more, and then I can always swing it around and such as well. It's better to use this over coals. That's nice and warm right there. And I love that I can adjust this in and out and put it where I want it. Very cool. That is looking good. I like that you can turn it around as well and rotate it. That's very cool. I'm liking this. A little too hot right there. We'll bring it back here. I want to make sure that I get the underside here. That's where it's great that I can just turn that and it locks right into place. A lot of folks in the past and today cut their meat very small and thin. That allows it to cook a lot faster. You don't have to wait as long. You don't have to use as much firewood. It's just smart. So this is still cool down here. that I'm able to take that out like that. I'm going to take one of these off, maybe two, and test them and see if they're done or not. I just cut and carved a eating spike. Oh yeah, it's done perfectly. This one, same thing, it's done perfectly. Now the smoke should really make for a good flavor. That is tasty. I'm going to take the rest off and eat up. It's also recommended that you burn off the grease and such on your fork, as well as use a natural oil like vegetable oil and such to put on it afterwards, just to keep it from rusting. So that's cooled down there now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe off a lot of that grease and stuff. I put it over the fire, and now I'm going to just wipe that off with some moss, just so I can put it back into my wool carrier. And then when I get home, I'll wash it with some soap and hot water, and then I will put some oil on it, put it back into the carrier once again for the next time. I want to thank you for watching. Take care, and that was a great lunch. All the best. By the way, he gave me this big piece of wool for the carrier, but I can easily use that as a scarf, a wool scarf as well, if needed. 2 leather thongs, and you just fold over one end, put your squirrel cooker in it, fold over the other end, and then roll it up and tie it.